Another golfing story for you. Okay, so anyways, this was probably around 2000, probably, I would say around 2000, 1999, 2000, 2001. Anyway, actually it was the beginning of my career where I went around North America with these big companies at their corporate golf outings, and I was hired to catalog the day. I had a beautiful product that I made for them at the end of the day, beautiful leather folders with their names stamped on the front, like SAP debossed right into the leather, and you open it up and there's 8x10, and I have a montage of them, like say Gary Player's there that day, and I give a montage of him playing with everybody, and I get him down behind people reading putts and standing beside them and putting his arm around them. Then I have a shot with his tour bag, Gary Player, Ernie Els, Freddie Couples, Darren Clark, whoever it is. So I've played with all those guys or worked with them, which was so much fun. And they always had their big tour bag with their name, like Gary Player and Callaway bag or whatever it happens to be, their sponsors. And so I'd get them to pose, put their arm on their bag, and then they'd have their other arm kind of around the guy, or usually just over the shoulder, draped. And then at the end of the day, I'd get Ernie or Gary, whoever I'm working with, to sign, "Thanks for the great day, all the best, Freddie Couples," or whatever. And I would put that into the computer and lay that on top of the big 8x10 of the picture of Freddie, Gary, whomever, put his arm around. Anyways, one of the first ones I did, I guess it was the third one. Second time now with David Feherty. Anyways, he is famous, well, not infamous for, I think he finished in the top 5 or something, the British Open back late 80s, early 90s, something like that. And he played quite good golf on the tour, was in a Ryder Cup, and but anyways, he just kind of eased, I guess golf wasn't working out for him, and he eased into announcing, and he was on CBS for years doing the Masters on course with Gary McCord. Those guys, great guys. They were so much fun back when they first started, barbing at each other and giving each other the gears, and McCord and Feherty. It was great. Anyways, I got sent to Montreal to Celine Dion's course, which is about 45 minutes north of Montreal. Anyways, we got there, of course, the day before, and Patty, the lady that hires me, one of the two people, Bill Colvin and Patty Sinclair. Well, Patty hires me for this job. Bill wasn't there. Anyway, she calls me the night before, and she says, "Bob," she says, "listen, David Feherty's getting in tonight." She said, "He knows you. Would you pick him up at his hotel in the morning? He's staying at a little boutique hotel. Here's the address. But I need him at the course by 8:30. The clinic's at 9, so no later than 8:30. So she'll take about an hour, so make sure you leave. Get to his hotel about 7:15. Anyway, so I get Karen, I have Karen with me. So we get up in the morning, get in our rental car, and I drive to this other hotel, which was maybe 6 blocks away. Out front, nobody there, and it's like probably 7 o'clock in the morning, 7:15, I want to say. Told him I'd pick him up at 7:30, right? 7:15, 7:30. No David Feherty. So I park the car right out front. I go up these stairs under this big, beautiful awning, open the door, beautiful door, and there's the reception. I said to the girl, listen, I'm looking for David Feherty, Feherty. He's supposed to be meeting me here. I don't see him. So she called up to his room. Oh, yeah, here he is, up to his room. Rings and rings and rings and rings and rings. I'm thinking, oh my God. All of a sudden, yeah. She says, "Oh, there's a gentleman, Bob Huxtable, down here in the lobby looking for you." He goes, "Oh no." tell him I'll be down. I could hear him, tell him I'll be down in like 10 minutes, right? So okay. So I go outside and I wait out front. So it's funny as hell. Probably 20 minutes went by. I'm standing outside, kind of leaning on the back, arms folded on the back of the rental car. Karen's in the back seat, and out he appears. Well, my God, he's pulling his big like travel bag for his golf clubs that has the 2 wheels on the bottom, right? And there's about 10 stairs to come down, and he comes down one at a time, plunk, 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 and his head's down, and it's plunk, plunk, and he looks up at me. And oh my God, he's got all these little pieces of Kleenex where he cut himself. I think about 4 of them. Cut himself shaving. He did it in such a hurry. Anyways, he gets to me. Well, I start to go over to help grab his clubs. I said, how you doing, David? Oh, he says, I had a rough night. I says, come on here, get in the front, open the door for him, put the clubs in the back. I pull away. We get on the expressway because it's pretty busy right there. I don't really say much to him. Introduce him to Karen, of course. I'm in the car and I go, so anyway, so I said, so what did you get up to last night? I said, oh my God. He says, I got on that Crescent Street where those Poor Richards and the Servants in Churchill, it's called. I think the pubs. There are 2 or 3 pubs right there. We used to go there back in the late 60s when we went to Montreal. They're big, popular places, always have been. Probably hold like 1,000 people, each one of them. They're huge. Anyways, he got in there, and he's an alcoholic. He was at the time. He's sober now, probably 20 years. But he just got whaled. Didn't get into like 4 in the morning. Was buying everybody drinks. He's that kind of personality, right? And anyways, I whisk him. And so anyways, he sits there. After that, he kind of just went like this. His phone rang a few times. He did some work. So it takes an hour, about 50 minutes to get up there. We get up there, and I'm thinking, oh, God, he's not going to make it. His head's buried in his chest like this. I go, David, we're here. We got to get going. And it's like, like 20 to 9 by now, right? He's supposed to be on the first, at the clinic, at the practice area for 9 o'clock to, give everybody a lesson and tell them a few stories. He's a great storyteller. Even better than me. Anyways, and so he gets out of the car and he kind of straightens up, takes some deep breaths, does a few twirls and a few twists and that. I grabbed his bag, took it over to the practice area. They took the car away. Karen and I went over there with him. Got to the practice area. Man, Patty comes over. Hey, David, how are you? I thought you were... Gets on the front of all these people. There's probably like 25 corporate guys, all their top counts, 25, 30 people. Boom, just like a light bulb went on. He starts telling them stories. Hi, I'm David Feherty, and blah, blah, blah. And the stories just kept coming one after another. And I got to tell you, he doesn't mince words, old David Feherty. Oh, no, he doesn't mince words. He doesn't mince words, and he gets filthier as the day goes on. His language, the jokes he tells, right in female, I couldn't even repeat one on here. In case my little granddaughter happens to watch this, I couldn't repeat it on here. But filthy as you can imagine. But he's hilarious. He's the kind of guy that can get away with that kind of stuff, just his sense of humor and his Irish accent. But one more little thing before I leave. I always remember we were... and I would go around with him, and he would play as many groups, play a couple of holes with each group. We'd just go back, cover all the groups. We got to one tee. I think it was the first tee, as a matter of fact. And there was 4 corporate guys, and he says, okay, he says, I'm going to tee off first. And they're playing a shotgun. He says, so you can use my ball or whatever ball is the best, right? Well, he puts the ball in the tee. And the hole must have been 325, something like that, 330. Had wind behind him, I remember that. Anyways, damn if he doesn't just about drive the green. He's like 20 yards in front of it. I go, wow, that's an unbelievable drive. Best one I've seen him hit all day, right? I think he reached back a little bit for that. Anyways, they said, oh, geez, that's too bad. You almost got on the green. He said, oh, does anybody have a something other than a balata ball? I forget what he called it, a one-piece cover or something. No, that wouldn't be right. But anyways, and somebody said, yeah, I got a pinnacle. He goes, oh, those are perfect. Those are like rocks. And he was using a balata Titleist, something, I don't know what. And they just proven that they don't go as far. They spin really well and really good control of the balata ball. They don't go as far as these hard pinnacle, inner wound, whatever those suckers are. Anyways, he puts that down, boom, same swing, carries it another 20 yards right onto the green. He said, see here, this pinnacle ball will definitely go further than any balata ball that you use. And I never really knew that. Actually, I shouldn't say it. I kind of knew it, but I never saw it shown like that, or described and seeing it, physically seeing it with my own eyes. So that was very, very interesting, but I thought I'd leave you on that note. So anyways, that's my little David Feherty story. I ran into him a few times.